but can I belong in a healthy way?
Yes.
Can I belong in an authentic way as myself? And sometimes it's not possible. And sometimes we can work with the edges of what is possible. What's feeling very old and very ancient, that somehow you feel like it's not yours,
Yes.
but you've kind of kept it around because sometimes we hold what's heavy to stay connected. Sometimes we even hold an illness to stay connected.
Oh my God.
So how can I connect with my family if I'm not ill? I would wish that for any client that may come and see me. And so when a client leaves and says, oh, that has been put to rest, then I know that the client's on their way to go out and face the world, having put a part of what was not aligned in alignment and having placed it in where it needs to go. In a world that's designed to make you feel not enough, not achieving enough, not doing enough, not knowing enough, it's important to remind yourself that just being alive is enough. At the end of the day, how our ancestors have survived, what they have had to go through,
Absolutely.
how we are now today, and how we have surpassed them coming into the technological era, we need to be very aware of how that is influencing us.
Hello, everyone. And today I am very excited to have a very special guest with me at Unleash. And I have been waiting for this podcast for a very long time. And I would like to welcome Nada Rasool. She is an expert in family constellations, meditation, and a lot more phenomenal things. And we are going to have an amazing episode today. So, Nada, welcome to the show.
Hi, Samira. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure.
We finally made it happen.
We finally did, because you're never in Dubai and now you're here.
Now I'm here. I'm here most of the winter. I'm looking forward to so many collaborations and just meeting everyone in this field and doing lots of work.
I am so excited to have you now. And Nada, introduce yourself.
So, my main work is in systemic work. It's in constellations work, and really that to me is how I view life, how I view the lens of life, through the lens of constellations, because we all come from families, we all come from ancestors, we all come from stories, and the human story is constellations.
Absolutely.
And so, having been in this work, having helped many people, that is how I view the world. And how we breathe, how we make decisions, how we do anything, to me, I view it from that lens. So that is what I do. And it's been profound, it's been life-changing. I also do a lot of meditative practices, lots of workshops, and just helping in bringing awareness and sitting with someone and helping them feel seen, heard, held, and just bringing back balance and harmony.
You know, I am really excited to ask this question. I would like you to tell us a little bit more about what is family constellations.
Okay. So as I was saying initially, family constellations is how we are in our family of origin, the system that we come from, how it's shaped, how it has shaped us, how it has shaped our ancestors, our parents, the culture that we come from, the home that we grew up in. And I would say, again, family constellations is something that affects all of us.
Absolutely.
And Bert Hellinger is the guy who introduced it. He was the one that worked with the Zulu tribe in Africa, and he realized that there are orders of love in each family. The ancestors came first, the children take priority, how parents are with children. And one of the main things that we look at in systemic work is taking up your rightful place and looking at what's not looked at, because there is so much hidden dynamics
Absolutely.
that affect us in our family of origin that we're not aware of.
You know, how does our family system actually shape the choices that we make in terms of love, in terms of work, in terms of how we react to things? Is it so meaningful?
That's a great question. So every choice we make, every relationship we get into, possibly our choice of jobs, even our choice of friends, that is all impacted from our family system.
Amazing.
So we may choose a partner that might actually remind us of someone that we know at home, or we may choose a partner in order to correct a relationship, the relationship of our primary carers, our parents. We may choose friends that reflect what we were missing at home. Even in our jobs, we're still in a constellation, because sometimes the way we react to our boss is how we may have reacted to our parents.
Yes.
Sometimes the way we react in a meeting is the way we reacted in our family. So it profoundly affects us. And so one thing I would invite anyone who might be listening to us to do is to just reflect on, how am I reacting to something in my relationship? Am I reacting to something old? Am I reacting to parents?
To be mindful.
Yes, very mindful. Or am I actually reacting from a present moment in time as me in my adult self in this relationship? So it's to me, the way I view the world, everything is systemic. Everything is a constellation. The way we breathe, the way we make choices, the way we align ourselves in places, the places we strategically place ourselves, they're all systemic work. And once we bring that lens for a client, it completely shifts their life.
Amazing. You know, I can't tell you how much phenomenal works that you are doing, and I'm sure your clients and everyone. And you can actually make such a huge impact in people's life and why they are reacting to certain trends and patterns. Do you think that these patterns from our parents, our ancestors, are actually influencing us subconsciously, and how we can make that change, how we can say yes to a new, bigger vision?
Absolutely. So I had a client who was in a job and she kept sabotaging her promotions.
Amazing.
And so what happened with her after we worked together, her father had lost his business and his pride. And she could not give herself permission to do better than her dad. And after investigating, being together in the systemic session, she was able to say, "Dad, I honor your story, I honor your fate, and I shall do it differently." And this is just a small example of how systemic work affects us, and it's most of the time, 99% of the time, hidden.
Yes. So many answers are opening up with your, insights, because another thing I want to know is that what kind of changes do people actually notice after doing constellation work with you?
That's a fantastic question. So if we're in a group constellation or a one-on-one, the most change that we notice first is the physiology in the body. The first thing that happens is people exhale because of something that has been unsettled in them for such a long
Feel
time.
stuck.
It starts to land. They start to ground. They start to exhale. And that usually happens when whatever has been out of place has been put back in place. So when we feel misaligned, when we feel agitated, when we feel like something is out of place, when it comes back into place, we're like, oh, okay, now I can exhale. I had a client once after a few sessions that we had done, and she was very enmeshed with her mother's sadness, her mother's pain. She realized she couldn't save her mother. She said to me when I met her, she said, I could finally hug my daughter without feeling the pain of my mother. So this is profound work because we carry a lot of what was unresolved from our parents.
Yes.
And we do it all out of love.
And it's like you take this burden down to your grave without even making that change, that mindful affirmation that you need to walk out of that cage, and you can change your track in case of it's not serving you.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Nada, why do you think we often attract similar people or end up repeating the same relationship patterns?
We do that to resolve what was unresolved in our system.
Beautiful.
So, like I said earlier, we may attract a partner that could resemble our father, or we may go into a relationship with somebody that could resemble our mother.
Yes.
So we're constantly looking to resolve what was unresolved in our childhood. We're constantly looking to bring back the orders of love, of how things should have been. But really what we address and what we look at in a systemic session or in a group systemic day is we look to just bring back everyone into their rightful place, and we look at what's not being said and who was not looked at.
Right. I'm just feeling so relaxed, and I'm finding all these answers to so many problems because we all have underlying methodologies, dynamics that have been just registered and have been blueprinted in our brains, and it's not the same way. Not that we're saying anything is wrong or of our ancestors or of our family patterns, but we need to step up. We need to give a bigger game. We need to tap.
Absolutely. And when, for example, if we attract someone, when you've got two people coming together, what's really coming together?
Yes.
It's two systems coming together. So it's two family systems with their history, with their patterns, with all the ancestors and what they've been through. And so when it's two people coming together, imagine the amount of influences that are not looked at that are coming together.
Yes.
That's why when I sit with a couple and we do couples therapy from a systemic lens, we're mainly looking at how are you looking at your partner? How is your partner looking at you? And what are you both looking to resolve by coming together? And can we look at the relationship itself and not just the two systems that we come from, as we will be building something new together?
Yes, brand new.
Being fully aware of what we have brought into the relationship from our systems, from our families.
And I would want to add that, especially in UAE, it's like a melting pot. We have people coming together, which is beautiful and phenomenal. But at the same time, to leverage the platform, you need to sort your inner alignment. And do you think all of this allows us to become and create a new chapter in our lives?
Well, I mean, a lot of what is now influencing us is social media and AI, and a lot of tools that are helping, and at the same time they're taking us away from our pure human experience. So at the end of the day, how our ancestors have survived, what they have had to go through,
Absolutely.
how we are now today, and how we have surpassed them coming into the technological era, we need to be very aware of how that is influencing us. We need to be very aware that we are human beings with emotions, with values, with systems in place that have kept us together for a very long time, kept us healthy, with systems that connect us to nature,
Yes.
with systems that connect us to each other, because ultimately we all want to connect. And so what's happening now with all the tech world, we need to be grateful to use it as a tool, and at the same time just see it from the lens of, actually there's a lot more happening within me from an energetic perspective, from a historical perspective, from my emotions,
yes.
from my values, that all don't need to be influenced in that way.
Nada, you being an expert and traveling all over, I want to know these two phenomena about meditation and mindfulness. And how do you happen or make it come together? And what is the story?
So, mindfulness is what we all need to have as a practice, especially in the era that is designed to get us misaligned, designed to make us ungrounded, designed to take away our attention. So all of the new things that are right now being introduced, they're all designed to grab all of our attention and get a piece of our consciousness, get a piece of our attention. And so now in this time, it is essential, it's imperative, it's existential that we actually practice mindfulness. And how do we do that? Just in a very small example. Slow down, come back, connect to the breath, connect to the body, feel yourself grounded, and just place away the apps, the phones, the gadgets, because all the gadgets and all of this is designed to just keep you up here, keep you in this energetic level and above. Whereas we want to be grounded. Go back to nature, go back to just even touching the body and just feeling yourself in the most soothing way, just to land, just to arrive. And at the same time, connect to the breath. The fastest way to overcome your system when it's activated is to come back to the breath. Any form of breath. Usually it's a short inhale and a long exhale because it gets you to land. So it's imperative that we have a mindfulness practice. It doesn't have to be meditation. It can be anything that you do that gets you to forget all of that narratives that are playing in your head, that you forget time. So what is it that you do that you forget time?
Beautiful.
For some people it's cooking. For some people it's swimming.
Yes.
For some people it's walking. For some people it's playing paddle nowadays. But whatever it is that you do away from the gadgets that makes you forget time, that is a mindfulness practice because you've immersed yourself in it.
I want to add the first time when we met, that was I think last year, and the way that we had that coffee and the way that you kind of, even like I shared with you, you know, the overwhelming projects that were on my mind. And the moment I left from you and then, you know, the session, I felt unbelievable. I felt like, I mean, I'm a witness and a testimonial because you have that complete, authentic understanding of tapping into an individual, and every individual is different.
Absolutely.
You know? And you have the experience, and this is so important that we need to go to the right expert, the right practitioner, the one, like how you go to a doctor. I mean, I think this is the most important element of understanding yourself, becoming the bigger version, achieving your dreams. And
Thank you, Samira.
yes, I wanna really thank you for this amazing awareness that you're bringing for people who are out there who are seeking the right practitioner to help them elevate. Nada, tell me about how can we manage our emotions better? Just being able to notice what's happening without judging it.
Okay. So, in a world that's designed to make you feel not enough, not achieving enough, not
Yes.
doing enough, not knowing enough, it's important to remind yourself that just being alive is enough. Just
Gorgeous.
the fact that you're having a human experience is enough. Just you being born and experiencing yourself as a human with emotions, with longings, with needs, with connections, with all of your human experience that's living in your body, and also the experiences of all the human stories of your ancestors and all of us together as one, that's enough. And whenever you do feel yourself unsettled, which is how the world is now designed, to constantly make you feel unsettled, again, we go back to, how can I ground? What's looking to complete itself in me? So there are some things that are looking to complete themselves in you, which is, am I taking my rightful space in the world? Am I taking my rightful space in life? And your rightful space does not have to be what we watch on the apps. I mean, I don't have TikTok. So I personally, I find that's quite, for me, I can't.
Thank God.
I can't do it. So what's looking to complete itself in me, through me? What is it that I'm out of place in me?
Wow.
And how do we address that? We start to look at what's mine. So mine could be something as simple as, I'm happy just being me. And what's not mine? It could be the ancestors saying, no, you need to be a doctor, you need to be an engineer, you need to do this. Well, actually, I'm okay. Thank you for needing to live through me or complete something in me that didn't complete in you. I'm okay. I think I'll do it differently. Thank you for surviving. Thank you for giving me life. And I think I'll do it differently. Another voice could be all of the apps that we watch. You've got to be a certain, I don't know, status by a certain age. No, that's just something I'm watching that is somewhere else. So coming back, and a constellation is another, we are a living constellation. So you can even line up what's going on inside. My aches, my pains, my longings, my joys, my zest for life, my inner blueprint, what did I come in here with? And we could align and have a conversation of all of what's going on inside of us. So it doesn't just have to be a group constellation where we choose family members. We can set up a constellation for anything.
Wow.
Because being a human being and being part of this web
Yes.
of humanity is a constellation in itself.
Nada, I would want to ask you, like, what are the common habits or patterns or red flags that we should watch out for before we fall into the trap of, being on autopilot or something which is not serving us?
That's a great question. So one of the things that I ask my clients is, when you go past the point of your emotional bandwidth, so when you're being overreactive and you lose yourself and you've gone somewhere else, who are you reacting to? Are you reacting to an older version of yourself?
Right.
Are you reacting to a teacher that you had to prove something to? Are you reacting to a parent that may have not seen you as good enough? Are you reacting to a sibling that you always used to be head to head with? Who is that? Where are you in that overreaction? What's taken over you?
Wow.
And usually, when do people show up to the spaces that we are in? They usually show up when all of their coping mechanisms have stopped working. So everyone has many coping mechanisms and habits and numbing and disassociating and many, many, many things. When those stop working, people come and show up to the rooms that we sit in. Another way is when they've had enough. And sometimes they will be in a pattern of behavior that could be destructive to them, but they haven't had enough of it. They still keep repeating it. They still haven't had enough. Or they could be in an abusive relationship, but they haven't had enough. And it's unfortunate sometimes because it could be very destructive to them, but they're not aware of it. But when people have had enough and they say, that's it needs to stop now, then they start to actively search for help, actively seek help.
Yes, absolutely. Nada, if you don't mind me asking, how did you discover this depth of actual magic formula, I would say? Was there a time in your life where you always like this from the beginning? Was it innate? Were you always intuitive?
So I believe we're all intuitive, but life itself and all the programmings that we have kind of get us to be disconnected from that. Have I always been like this? No, I haven't. I've experienced a lot of life. I've been in a long-term marriage. I have 3 children. But the more I grounded the work that I did within me, the more I embodied it within me, the more it was easier for me to hold the space for clients to find the space in them to embody it themselves.
Yes.
So in my experience and my opinion is, you cannot do any work unless you have embodied it yourself. And there are so many modalities. It doesn't have to be the one that I do. It could be anyone else. It could be just a practice of just gardening. It could just be gardening that could get you to come back home to yourself, come back home to your body, and just align. But from the work that I do, I found that the more I became a walking example of how all the modalities that I have experienced have landed in me, the more those around me would say, can I get me some of that?
Yes.
How did you do that? What happened for you to do that? So I believe any person who is in this field, in the wellness industry, in the healing industry, if it's not an embodied practice, then your clients will pick it up. Then those around you will pick it up. Whereas if it is an embodied practice, automatically when your clients show up,
Yes.
they feel the difference. All of a sudden, they feel themselves exhaling. All of a sudden, they feel themselves open. All of a sudden, they allow themselves to be vulnerable because they feel held
Safe.
and safe to share. And it's usually whatever we look at that hasn't been looked at, that automatically shifts within us. And it could be the smallest longing of, I want to be heard. I want to be seen. And just notice how when someone sits with you and truly sees inside of you, just notice what shifts in you. Because we all want to be seen, heard, and held.
Yes.
We all want to feel safe, to connect.
Wow. And how can anyone trust a practitioner unless they see a walking example and a model in a way which you are personifying so impeccably?
Thank you.
I must say, because this is something very rare now, I feel. I feel that authenticity and that feeling of finding trust in someone who really you believe can help you make that change. This is something interesting. Once we've had those aha moments, where there's some kind of spark or some light bulb, how, in this pattern, how do we actually integrate it into our everyday life?
Okay. So there's many ways of answering that. Usually when I work with a client, when they get the aha moment, and it could be something as simple as saying a sentence as, dear mom and dad, you came first, I came next. It could be something as simple as saying, dear mom, I've been carrying a lot of what's yours out of love and loyalty to you, and it's feeling heavy, and now I need to hand it back. I'll place it next to you. That in itself just gets the client already automatically in the session to shift. And that shift they take with them to the outside world. So the constellation doesn't stay only in the group that we hold on a group one or on a one-on-one. You take it outside with you. The constellation continues. It continues into your relationships, it continues into who you're going to meet, and continues into the rest of your life. So it's almost like throwing a pebble in the water, and then there's a ripple effect. It's a very small ripple effect, but there is a ripple effect. And then when, like I said from the beginning, when you do start to see the world through a systemic lens, then the map that you see in front of you starts to take space from a cognitive point of view and from an emotional and a physical point of view. So already the shifts start to happen. When I help a client take their rightful space as the third child in the family, so they will just stand there, just occupying their rightful place as the third child in the family, instead of being the first, or instead of being behind mom and being like a grandparent, or instead of being in any other place, that automatically gets them to land, exhale, and the truth of where they are takes place. And then they take that outside of the session, and they become a walking constellation of who they are, where they are in their place in the family. And really, ultimately, the work that we do is not to change our family story, is to, and it's one of the hardest things that we help clients come to, is to agree to the life that they have experienced. And that's not easy, because some people may have experienced atrocious
in denial,
childhoods.
yes.
They may have experienced awful experiences. How can I agree to the life I have experienced? And one of the sentences that we use is, "Dear Mum and Dad, thank you for giving me life, and that is enough." Just the fact that we got given life through our parents. Dear ancestors, thank you for surviving so I can be born,
Beautiful.
and that is enough.
It gives you so much comfort, so much closure, and so much healthy relationship vibes and patterns that can be upgraded like a software, that you take the path of the real you, of what's meant for you, what authentically resonates with you.
Absolutely.
And then nothing can hold you back. You don't have that excess baggage pulling you down in any way.
Absolutely.
And not hurting your legacy.
True. And at the same time, you can lean into your ancestors and feel the holding, feel their strengths, feel all of what they had, their survival patterns, feel their grit, feel their love of life, and feel them supporting you in becoming and living the best life for you in whichever form that's going to take. There's a lot of strength. Love flows this way. So Bert Hellinger and all of the, Stefan Hausner and all of the incredible teachers that have come before me, it's really about bringing back the orders of love. So where love stopped flowing, or where there was a movement where we didn't feel the love, how can we bring back the orders of love? It's bringing light to where something wasn't looked at. And love flows this way. It doesn't flow that way. So it comes all to us, all from our ancestors, all the way to us, and then we pass it on to our children if we choose to have children.
Phenomenal. I'm just feeling so much of answers. I'm like, people are searching for these methodologies to up level themselves. They spend a lifetime. And I think that how you have tapped into it so eloquently and so rightfully, it's just beautiful. How do you feel when your clients come back to you sharing a thank you to you?
Well, we try not to let it get to our egos. To be honest with you, I come from a very big family, and that's, the culture is very big, and I'm Arabic myself. I'm from Iraq. I'm Iraqi. I've lived a long time in the Middle East, and
you're in the UK.
And I grew up in the UK, and I also travel there and work there as well. Just the fact that I was able to stay in the healthiest way possible within my family system and thrive and find autonomy, I would wish that for any client that may come and see me. And so when a client leaves and says, "Oh, that has been put to rest," then I know that the client's on their way to go out and face the world, having put a part of what was not aligned in alignment, and having placed it in where it needs to go. So
absolutely,
it's like I said,
ripple.
It's a ripple,
and it's like unleashing yourself. Exactly why we have this platform where you can inspire everyone with your story and how they can seek you for their amendments and how they want to make that change. And I came across a lot of people, but somehow I feel a negative energy. And what I love about you, Nada, is that you have so much positivity,
Thank
you
you.
know, flowing like so effortlessly, because it has been because of a lot of work, a lot of hard work, experiencing life, experiencing different countries, cultures, relationships, understanding. And that all is resonating so beautifully.
Thank you. Thank you, Samira, for that.
Yes.
My teacher says we attract the clients that resemble the life experience that we have had in order for us to help them.
Yes.
And for me, having migrated to the UK and also lived in Lebanon, and now I'm in the UAE, and I come from Iraq, that in itself represents my life and how I've
Global
had to...
citizen.
Global citizen, and I've had to adapt to different cultures, the West and the East, and they both live within me. So I am able to see it from those lenses.
Yes.
And I'm able to hold that for clients that show up. And of course, there's many life histories and this part of the world, the part of the world that I come from, it has so much abundance, so much richness, so much history, so much heritage, and we have suffered wars, and we've had to live through some very unpleasant experiences. That in itself lives within my life experience, my life story. So I'm able to hold that for my clients.
Absolutely. Finally, Nada, for someone curious about new to all of this that we have discussed here and who wants to reach out and to you, how can they find you? We're going to have all those captions in our podcast. And also, where can they start from?
Okay, so how they can find me, I have a page on Instagram, solodenada. It's very easy to find. And there's a couple of centers that I work with here, but when you go on the Instagram, you'll find all of the details. Where can they start?
Yes.
Very easy. What's feeling heavy? What are you carrying that isn't yours and didn't begin with you? So it's usually physiological. The work that we do in this modality is very somatic, so you feel it in your body. What's feeling stuck? What's feeling very old and very ancient? That somehow you feel like it's not yours.
Yes.
But you've kind of kept it around because sometimes we hold what's heavy to stay connected. Sometimes we even hold an illness to stay connected.
Oh my God.
So how can I connect with my family if I'm not ill? So these are all profound questions to ask yourself. And usually if it's feeling very heavy, was it yours? Are you carrying it on someone's behalf? And we do it all out of love and loyalty.
And you feel obliged to
Sometimes
carry that like a tattoo you have been born with, and you just have it and you feel like it's part of, you know, respect, and you don't want to remove it, and it's hard work.
And also it feels like sometimes it's the only way to stay connected and belong. We all long to belong. We all need belonging. But can I belong in a healthy way?
Yes.
Can I belong in an authentic way as myself? And sometimes it's not possible. And sometimes we can work with the edges of what is possible. So we're constantly searching for what's possible for me right now, and can I work with my edge, and can I slowly expand the edge of possibility.
I'm taking a moment to take all that in. Nada, you are like an entire Pandora box of I mean, all these answers, and I don't think we can do justice in this short session, because I think I need, please, I need to book one session with you. And tell me something you want to share. I mean, another last thing. All that we are faced with these days, especially being in the UAE, and having people, it can be all so overwhelming. And you can't avoid it. How can you know?
So what I love about being in the UAE is how grounded I actually feel, which is the complete opposite of what a lot of people feel. I feel the desert itself really grounds me. And at the same time, there's a lot of possibility here. So everyone flocks into the UAE for that possibility of safety, of achieving something, of becoming someone. So how can you find the balance? Definitely to create time and space to connect to nature. Go out to the desert. There are so many answers there. There are so many beautiful places that you can visit, or just even go and be by the water. That in itself just gets you to ground.
Nature.
Absolutely. And stay within the vortex of possibility, but just work with what your body is able to receive. So what's happening is a lot of people are just really stretching themselves out to want to meet a specific criteria, but they're becoming ungrounded in their body.
Yes.
So how can I stay grounded within myself, knowing the possibilities that are available to me, knowing the possibilities that are coming my way? I need to stay grounded. How can I stay grounded? That in itself would be an incredible clue and a map to continue forward in this beautiful hub of possibility.
Right. Wow, I think I had the most amazing episode. Personally, Nada, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, because you are helping so many lifeless souls and so many enthusiastic. It's a beautiful realization of ourselves, how we can discover our true, authentic being, and we can connect to Nada. Can you share the Instagram socials?
So it's solodenada.
All right.
On Instagram, and then there's the email and there's the WhatsApp as well, and you can connect to all
Yes.
of them.
And we're going to have all that intel in our episode description. And thank you again, Nada, for this beautiful morning. You just made my day.
You can come to a few workshops as well that I'm offering.
Yes.
One of the themes, I will promote it here, one of
Okay.
the themes that I've been working with recently is, can I be happier than my parents? And we've had incredible feedback, because a lot of us don't give ourselves permission to be happier than our parents. So it's one of the workshops that I'm offering next week.
Please reach out to get yourself booked, reserve your seat now. And I look forward to maybe having you at another episode or
Thank you,
another panel
Samira.
discussion.
Thank you.
And at an event. And thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, Nada.
Thank you, Samira. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me. You asked very beautiful questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And have a great day, everyone. And see you next time.